تجميع ببراد، كانوا يجيبوا الجثث ببراد تبع فواكه وخضرة، وكان مكتوب عليه المؤسسة العامة للخزن والتبريد.
دولي.
كان يجي معهم ضابطين عقدة وعناصر ينتشروا بشكل كبير، بس يخلصوا يقولوا لي حاط التراب على الجثث.
We're at the Najah public cemetery here in Damascus, where we heard from a witness who testified in Germany and whom I personally interviewed and we personally worked with for a long period of time with satellite imagery, that at this particular cemetery, where he had been one of the administrators, he was called into service by the government in 2012 in order to begin the mass burial of persons that had been killed in government custody. The largest part of those were individuals that had, of the kind shown in the Caesar photos. Remember, the Caesar photos were taken by a military photographer in a military hospital where during a 20-month period, at least 11,000 corpses arrived from 5 detention facilities in the Damascus area, beginning in this cemetery in 2012, continuing into 2013, with trenches opened in the ground in this particular section of the cemetery, which was empty. And when trenches were opened that would be quite deep as 15 meters or 15 feet, 5 meters or 15 feet, they would dump the bodies in there, and then they would fill the trench even at such a depth that potentially this area could be used later for normal burials where the bodies would only be, say, 2 meters deep. The other aspect of this is establishing the truth, because as I indicated earlier, everybody in this country was terrorized by this regime, and every family seems to be affected by a disappearance, and they cry out for answers about what happened to their child. There's still faint hopes that somebody could be found alive.
يعني هون كمان في عالم مطمورة.
أنا لما جيت لهون بال 2017 كانت تجي سيارات برادات أو سيارات شحن تجي على المقبرة الجماعية لهناك، القبورة جاهزة ومجهزة، كله جاهز نظامي، بس إنه عبارة عن يجي تراكس ترفع السيارة تفضيها الحمل اللي معها ويطم التراكس ويضلوا فالين. كانت تجي سيارات أمن محن، ممنوع حدا يقرب، ممنوع أي واحد بيقرب كان يتكون بأرضه أو ينزل محن.
الهروي.
لا موجودين.
This is an area that we know to have been a mass gravesite, where bodies of former detainees from Saydnaya, from elsewhere, had been brought in. When we arrived, we saw trenches that were dug in that hadn't been piled up yet. We saw in some areas human bones scattered that had looked quite old and bleached.